This is Blind Adam of the Awesome Sauce Comics podcast. I am here with Kate, and we're going to be talking about Boston Comic Con and a couple other topics. How you doing, Kate?
Great, how are you?
Good. So, can you just tell my audience a little bit more about yourself?
Okay, well, I started a comic and nerd themed blog back in 2009. I write about all kinds of different topics, from movie reviews to comic reviews, a little bit about tech stuff. I am a marketing director, and I market various different software products, and I'm from the Boston area.
Cool. Let's see. You recently got rejected for a press pass from Boston Comic Con?
Yes, I did, which was very disappointing. I have been covering the Boston Comic Con since back in 2011, and I've been covering every year up until 2015. And that's when they started rejecting my application for my pass.
That's interesting, because last year they told me they didn't have any passes left, and they didn't have any exhibitor space left. And this year they told me there was no exhibitor space left, and they rejected my press pass.
Yeah, which is very disappointing, because I thought it was unusual, and I think really it's they're just kind of forgotten who helped get them where they are, because I don't think it's based on really anything other than they've just kind of forgotten that, because that same year, 2015, I've applied for passes for other events much larger than theirs, New York Comic Con, and I was approved. PAX East, which is much more difficult to get a press pass for, I was also approved 2015. And even some of the smaller venues, which really don't have the space that Boston Comic Con has, Super Mega Fest, for instance, and I was approved that year as well. So it really seems to think that they have become very, I don't think stingy is the word, but
too big for their bridges, maybe?
Yeah, I really think that's the term I use. I actually wrote an article about it for my blog in 2015 when they denied my pass, because it almost seems like, oh well, we have Stan Lee at our convention, and so we don't need you anymore.
Yeah, I looked at it between last year's Stanley and this year William Shatner.
Yeah.
Which is great for the Boston area, but
Sure.
The convention is feeling like it's taken this "we're too big for the industry" type of a turn, which is starting to scare me a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that they don't appreciate all of the hard work that we've done in promoting them for the last 4 years. It takes a lot of work to go and cover the convention. I spend a lot of time writing articles and photos and promoting them. I give an ad space on my blog, and my blog gets about 100,000 visits a month. That's a lot of publicity, a lot of coverage. I have a lot of friends in the Boston area. I've promoted them. So, for the last 4 years, that's a lot of people, a lot of advertising for them. And so to have them say, oh, no, you can't come, we're not going to give you a pass, it says, well, that kind of makes me think they forgot who helped grow their convention to the size it is today. No one was, promoting them for free back in the day. I don't think a pass to cover their convention is asking too much after putting all that time and energy into it. So I do think they are a bit too big for their britches at this point.
Yeah, it's I'd say in the last 2 years even, it just seems even trying to be an exhibitor with them has been a pain in the butt.
Right.
And I'm someone who wanted to actually. It's like, okay, you don't want my money.
Right. Which seems a little outrageous.
When I come in to exhibit, I'm usually bringing, my audience with me to some extent, and I have friends who would co-exhibit with me who bring in a really, really nice exhibit with movie prop vehicles and the whole 9 yards. So when I got the email back from Jim saying, "Oh, we're out of exhibitor space, and I'm not even going to put you on the waiting list." And then they get rejected from the press pass about 2 hours later. I was like, okay, I think I'm done with Boston Comic Con for a while.
Yeah, I have to say I agree with you on that one. It doesn't make any sense to me, and I think a lot of people are bowing out from Boston Comic Con for that reason. There are a lot of conventions in the Boston area, even as far as some people going, as far as Rhode Island and New York, just for that reason, because you can't get space. When you do get space, it's not good space. I wrote an article. I actually interviewed several celebrities and several people who have bought space, several people in Artist Alley, and they say that the convention has become so focused now on the celebrities and so focused now on the cosplayers that the actual artists who want to sell their art at the convention have very poor turnout because they can't. The people who go to buy art can't maneuver around the convention because it's too overcrowded. The people that go to actually meet the artist can't actually visit the booths because they're herded through like cattle. It's very uncomfortable. It's very hot. There's nowhere to sit. So it's become a very uncomfortable.
It sounds like you're describing Rhode Island Comic Con almost.
Yeah, well, that's it. Is a lot of people stopped going to Rhode Island Comic Con for that reason because it was so poorly run. I do have a friend who went to Boston Comic Con last year and spent over $300 for the Stanley package and said she was very uncomfortable the entire time. And she had a VIP pass to circumvent the line, and she said even that she was very uncomfortable. No sit, she couldn't sit down. I mean, she had to stand for hours, and she just did not have a very good time. And I said, well, I was glad that I was actually at that point glad I was denied the pass because I don't think I would have been able to give it, very good coverage based on that experience. When I go and cover a convention, I like to spend a lot of time and get, decent photos. I try to get cards of a lot of the artists so I can interview them after. I like to put a lot of time into the coverage when I go. So if I can't spend a lot of time interviewing people and really get a good sense of the people that are there, it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to go. I want to be sure that, if they're going to give me a press pass, I want to put the time and energy into it. I'm not one of those that just take the pass and then just doesn't put any energy into it.
No, I hear that.
I think most people are like that.
Yeah, I try to do as many interviews when I get my press passes. I try to do as many interviews on that floor, even if it's one question or as much time as the guest is willing to give me. I have interviews where I was only allowed to ask one question due to time.
Sure, yeah.
And but I'm going to do everything I can to give whatever convention gives me a press pass as much coverage as possible.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. I had that experience too, actually. I did, they gave me a press pass to Anime Next in New Jersey, and I had the same experience. I was only allowed to ask one question at a time, so, you get in there and you ask as many questions as you can, and sometimes that's all you can get. So, yeah, certainly.
How was Anime Next?
Yep, I love that convention, and they are so great. They're so appreciative of the press that goes, and they're so great about press passes. That's one of the best conventions to cover as press. Love that convention.
I may have to check it out next year.
Yeah, I haven't been in a couple of years, but the years that I went, they were so great to the press. I love that convention. But it's the difference. That is a convention that appreciates the press that goes to cover that convention. It's like night and day between that and Boston Comic Con. New York Comic Con is very appreciative of the press that goes there too. They have a press-only lounge upstairs where they have tables they can sit. They have a press-only food area so you don't have to stand in the line, and a press-only bathroom so you don't have to stand in the line. That convention really appreciates their press too.
I might have to try when you're not being an exhibitor and actually go in there as press.
Yeah, that was a good one for press. That was definitely a good one for press too. They're a little bit trickier to get in. You have to make sure you have the right number of would say I would imagine they take you because I have, like I said, I only applied once and they took me, so I don't know if it's tough or not. But
you must have did it after they stopped. I had 2 years when I was able to get press passes with just a business card.
Yep, yeah. As long as you have a card, they're usually pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it was before, like, you can do it the date of the show, just fill out the form right at the convention, and they don't do it that way anymore, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I will be at Rhode Island this year. Just because it's Stan Lee's last convention.
Right. Yep.
And if it wasn't for that, I probably would not be going.
Yeah, I'd like to try to get to that one. I'd like to try to get to New York Comic Con. There's somebody that was going to be there that I really wanted to check out. Chris Claremont. Chris Claremont is going to be at New York Comic Con this year, and I'd love to catch him this year.
He's a really good interview, and he's a really good person.
Yeah, I'd really like to check him out. I'd really love to get a chance to meet him. I have some first appearances. I have a first appearance of Rogue and first appearance of Gambit that I'd really love to have signed by him. That would be really great to catch him there. But yeah, I don't know if I'll make it down this year, but that'd be great.
Next time I do bump into him, I have to get my Marvel Team Up 65 signed. First, Captain Britain.
Oh, nice, that's a good one. My husband has that one.
Yeah, I just recently found it in the collection I bought, so I was like, nice.
Nice, that's a good one.
So, have you gotten to see any summer movies yet this summer?
I saw a few. Recently, the last couple of movies I saw, I did get to see the new X-Men. That one was pretty fantastic. I did like that one. And this weekend I saw the new Independence Day. That one wasn't as bad as everyone's saying.
All right, thank you. That one I did not get to see yet. Everything I saw from all my friends on Facebook, it was kind of mixed.
And it is. It is kind of a mixed bag. I'll tell you, if you go in and you don't expect too much from it, it really isn't as bad as everybody's saying. It's not the 1996 cult classic that everyone was expecting. Like, it's not the same, but, on its own merit, it's not that bad. And, you can really tell the difference. Like, that 20 years that's gone by in special effects, it's really good for the special effects. But, it just doesn't have that on-screen chemistry without Will Smith there. I mean, Jeff Goldblum, he's always awesome, but without Will Smith, it's missing something. It just doesn't have that chemistry without him. There was just no character that really filled that hole that he was supposed to fill. So it was okay. There was a lot of plot holes. If you've seen the original, cult classic from '96 and you've watched it 1,000 times and you've memorized every line, you're gonna be thinking like, I don't understand, because they said that they brought the whole civilization and they were supposed to all be there. So how come they weren't all there? Like, why are there more? And then you don't understand. There's still things that you're gonna be asking yourself, like, there's all these plot holes and you don't get it. But if you go in and you're like, I don't expect too much from this, and you'll be really well bad at special effects, it won't be that bad. You'll come out and be like, okay, that wasn't as bad as everybody said. I actually kind of enjoyed the special effects. It's okay.
Now at the sum, I'm gonna have to go watch it and judge it for myself. I haven't watched the 1996 one for quite some time, just because I can't get past the scene when they blow up New York.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to get past that scene in a good almost 15 years now.
Yeah, for sure.
Too close to home for me.
I hear ya.
Have you been covering much of DC Rebirth?
I haven't actually. I haven't dove into it. I actually picked up Wonder Woman, and I picked up Flash too, but I haven't dove into them yet. They kind of been sitting in my stack. I've been taking a couple of trips over to my new local comic store. We discovered the Hall of Comics, which is our new local comic store. We found that about 5 weeks ago, and yeah, I picked those up, and they've been staring at me from my my shelf. But I have a vacation coming up in 2 weeks, and I have a stack that is just I'm dying to burn through because I have so many empty holes in my website now waiting to be filled. I actually spent the last 3 days doing a massive redesign of my website, and so I have a lot of reviews to write for sure.
Nice. What has been your comic of the year so far?
Oh, jeez. I think I really want to. I have to get caught up, but I think Switch is my comic of the year. Switch is the sort of the revival of the Witchblade series. They finished off Witchblade, I think, probably late last year, and they started Switch, which is kind of like the revival, and it's kind of like a new take, where instead of having the Witchblade fall into the hands of a very capable, woman who's, gonna wield it correctly, it's sort of now in the hands of this adolescent woman who has no clue what she's doing. It's kind of an interesting new take, and I'm kind of intrigued on how this is going to play out. I don't know if I'm really going to love it as much as I love the whole, epic Witchblade saga that I've been following for years and years. And of course, I'm one of those people that loves to, follow these comics that, have no value and no one likes them but me. I guess I'm kind of a nerd that reads all these things that people are like, why are you into these comic books that no one reads, like Witchblade? But, yeah.
No, I haven't. I still think Witchblade.
Yeah, but I think Witchblade's really cool. I have almost all of them. I'm 17 short of the whole run. I'm almost there.
And I read a lot of, small press indie stuff that people are just like, why do you read that? And I'm like, 'cause it's fun.
Yeah, definitely kindred spirits. One of my favorite comics is the whole why am I drawing?
Stop recording
Sandman
video.
series. The whole Sandman series is one of my favorites, and that's another one that people are kind of like, why do you, it's kind of an off the map series.
And actually, everyone who questions why do you like Sandman, my response now is like, do you watch the show Lucifer?
Yeah, it's one of those things,
Yep. So it sounds like you're an X-Men fan.
Definitely, yeah. X-Men was the comic for me growing up because my mom was like crazy about censoring stuff when I was a kid, and the X-Men for me was one of those things I could get by her because they used to say, oh well, the X-Men, they have healing factors, so if they get shot, they can just heal themselves. They're not gonna die or anything. She goes, oh, okay. It's one of those, it's everything. She's like, oh, it's too violent. I'm like, no, the X-Men are fine. They can just heal themselves. It's fine. She's like, oh, all right. So that was how I got away with reading X-Men, because I could just tell her that
So your local shop is Hall of Heroes.
It's Hall of Comics. What city is that in? It's in Southborough, Mass. Yep.
Okay.
Hall of Comics.
Cause I have a friend who owns a shop out in Lowell.
Nice. Which one's that?
Larry's Wonderful World of Comics.
Oh, Larry's. Yep. Yep, I know that one. Yep. I like Larry's. I also one of my favorites is in Worcester. That's Entertainment. I like That's Entertainment too.
I haven't been to that one since college.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. I like that one too. Although I do admit I have seen through all the Witch Slaves and none of the good ones are still there.
Yeah, I went to college in Providence, so I had a good 2.5 years of the New England comic book scene, which I miss. Even though I'm not that far away. But, I always remember to wear my Boston hat when I'm up there.
It's a good idea. There's a lot of crazy Boston fans around here.
What's the next convention you'll be at?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think. I guess, let's see. I don't know. Probably, I think probably if I can get to New York will probably be the next one. I probably won't be at Boston because I don't know. I don't want to support them because I think that they've forgotten their fans. I just don't think that they remember who got them where they are. But I would like to go to New York if I can check out Chris Claremont. I think I'll try to get over to New York.
New York is a great show. If I can find airfare that won't kill me, I'm gonna try to make it to San Diego.
That would be awesome. San Diego would be awesome. I hope to get out there at some point. Because I have some friends out there. I would love to get out to San Diego at some point. I've never been to San Diego. Have you been out to that one before?
I haven't been there in 6 years. I went there from like 96 to 2001, and then I took a break, and I went from 2007 to about 2010.
Wow, nice.
And I missed tickets in 2011. I haven't been back since. But I emailed a friend of mine, and I'm hoping to get hooked up.
Nice. How's the hotel? Is it killer?
Depends on where you stay. Some of them are nicer than others.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the one I always stayed at was like a converted YMCA, but you couldn't beat $88 a night in downtown San Diego.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, this year I'd be staying with a friend, so I'd be staying at his house.
Sure, all the better, right?
Yeah, because I actually, for one of the blogs I write for, I just put at the end of it, it's like, if anyone has an extra hotel room or a room in a house they can rent me the week at the con, please email me.
Mm-hmm.
And two of my buddies like, you can stay at my place.
Yeah, that's always nice.
So it's like
that, and anybody who lives in the area who could show you around is nice too. I always like that. Somebody who knows the lay of the land and nice restaurants and stuff is always fun too.
Yeah. So, anything comic books you're looking forward to the next 2 or 3 weeks?
I don't know. I'm interested to see where Rebirth goes. I'm hoping to get caught up on that and see what comes out for that. And I don't know. I'm really hoping to get caught up on them. Like I said, I got a bunch of reviews I want to write, and see where it goes from there.
Let's see. I was hoping to talk a little more comic with you, but I don't want to spoil anything.
there's so many good things coming up that I really wanna get caught up, and there's so many good series coming out too. I'm on the hunt for a good series because, I was really hoping that when they re-released they re-released, I think it was the Legend of Wonder Woman. They started like a new series of Wonder Woman. I think they're on like number 6. I think it's supposed to coincide with like the new Wonder Woman movie. But I'm so disappointed because I heard that the new Wonder Woman series of comics matches with the movie but doesn't match with their actual backstory. That's what I'm hearing.
Let's see. It might be true. The one Rebirth title I had not read yet was Wonder Woman. And just because Wonder Woman is... I've been so disappointed with Wonder Woman in the last couple of years that it was at the bottom of the stack.
Yeah, well that was it. It's like it was the new 52 Wonder Woman was horrible. I started reading that and I gave up. And then it was like, I think it was probably like about 2 months back, they released this new The Legend of Wonder Woman, which was like a spin-off. It was like a new series that was supposed to be like introducing like her Wonder Woman's backstory, and I guess it was supposed to give you some backstory that was supposed to go with this new Wonder Woman movie that's coming out. But they changed her backstory, so now I'm kind of bummed because I liked her original backstory, and so now I'm hoping that Rebirth is different. And I'm hoping Rebirth is like maybe hopefully like her original backstory. Although I don't understand why you would have 2 series with 2 different backstories, but that's the one I gotta dive in and figure out which one is her actual story they're going with. Because,
the only Rebirth I was kind of not so sure about so far was Aquaman.
Yeah.
But all the other Rebirth titles so far is just like, wow, I'm reading DC again and I'm loving it.
For sure.
Let's see. I'm loving the X books right now. I kind of am sad to see Brian Michael Bendis off the books. Because I just finished his run and I loved it. I just read X-Men 600 and it's like one of my books of the year right now. And outside of that, I've been reading trades of 2 classic indies that I love, Milk and Cheese and The Tick.
Nice. Have you been keeping up with the Flash television series at all?
Heck yeah.
What are your thoughts on the new season going into Flashpoint?
I'm excited and I cannot wait.
I was surprised that they were gonna do that, and then at the same time really not surprised. I was kind of hoping they would do that. So I don't know. I hope they do a good job with it because I was kind of really happy that they resolved that whole Zoom issue.
So really what did you think of season 2?
Good job with it.
What did you think of season 2?
I really like season 2. I was really glad that they cleaned all that up in a really distinct way, and I thought the last episode of that season was amazing. I really didn't know how they were gonna collate all that together, but it was really, really good. There were parts of it where I thought that whole thing with Iris was just getting to be really annoying. But I was really glad how the Wally West character kind of turned out. There were parts of that where I thought that him being there was kind of dragging on, but I feel like they're really kind of developing his character nicely now too. So.
And I have a feeling by the midpoint of season 3 he'll be Kid Flash or Impulse or whatever name they're going to use for him for the show.
Yeah, that's my thought too. Is that the whole Speed Force thing is going to develop in him too, and now he's got kind of a reason where he's got to prove that there proven to be a hero kind of thing going on there too. So that was kind of interesting too. So very, very exciting. I was pleased with that, and I'm like, oh, all right, now they're going to develop this into something good because sort of culminating to something great over there. So
yeah, I'm actually looking a little bit more forward to Flash season 3 than I am Arrow season 5.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on that. Arrow, I feel like it's kind of dragging, and I'm getting really tired of the island flashback scenes.
I'm hoping there are no island flashback scenes this season, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think we need them anymore. I mean, it's been off the island so long. I mean, 5 seasons, enough already. No one cares about the island anymore.
And if you're gonna have island flashbacks, at least let them coincide with the present day story.
Right, that's it. I feel like they're so irrelevant now that it's just like they don't make any sense anymore. They, before at least they sort of tied in with some sort of moral story or something that was happening, or a character that he met up with that had some sort of relevance. Now I feel like they're just random.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Arrow's gonna get better this season.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because there have been members of the cast that contribute to my podcast on a regular basis either. I have faith in the shows.
I hope so. I do hope that Arrow kind of steps it up. I hope some of those island scenes kind of fade away, and I hope that it steps it up a notch. And I have been watching
Legends?
the Legends show, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with season 2, because I really wasn't sure there was going to be a season 2, honestly. So I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to do with that.
4-night crossover between Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, and Legends.
Interesting.
I think that is going to be extremely amazing. And we're also getting Superman on season 2 of Supergirl, which is something I thought I would never say.
Yeah, that could be interesting too. Not a huge Supergirl fan, but I could give it a shot if it really ties in well with everything else.
I think now that it's on CW and now that it's also filming in Vancouver, there may be a better chance of that this season.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I don't watch the Marvel shows outside of Netflix, so I can't comment on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Agent Carter, but Daredevil was phenomenal.
Yes, Daredevil, phenomenal. I did definitely watch Daredevil, and I guess if I'm gonna hold my breath, I have to hold my breath for a very long time for the Punisher show. I know they've announced the release date, and it's I guess November of 2017.
Ooh, which would make it nice.
Yeah, so Punisher, so excited. I love John, I forget his last name.
I think it's pronounced Berthal.
Yeah, I can never remember his last name, but amazing. Shane from Walking Dead, amazing Punisher, and I'm so sad it's 2017 for that season of Punisher, but so worth the wait.
That's cool. Well, just thanks. We'll get Cage season 1 and Daredevil season 2, and I think Daredevil season 3 and Jessica Jones season 2, right? Right before that.
Jessica Jones. I have not seen Jessica Jones, but I heard it was good.
It was amazing. It's
I'll have to catch that too.
I don't know, have you read the books, Alias and Pulse?
No, I have not. I have not read those.
Because it was really the source. They did the source material really well.
Alright, I have to check those out then.
Yeah, and Michael Coulter, who's playing Luke Cage, great job.
Nice.
Netflix is doing extremely well. Fortunately, I'm not the biggest fan of The Walking Dead, so I can't comment on that.
Yeah, I'm about one season behind because I don't have AMC, so I'm watching it on the Netflix when they load them up. But yeah, definitely really really big into to Walking Dead when it was airing, and I have got caught up as far as Netflix caught up. I started reading the comics until they got so crazy far ahead of me that I got behind. But yeah, I have to say it's as far as I'm caught up, it's been really good, and I hope that people keep following it through. If it stays as good as it has been.
Yeah, I may have to give it a second shot.
Yeah, I mean it develops. What I've heard though is I have heard at least from the guy down at the comic book store down here in Winchester that the graphic novels and the TV series are vastly different. So if you're like diehard into the Walking Dead comics and you watch the show, you're going to be very disappointed because they are not even remotely the same. Past the first book, I guess the first graphic novel is very close. When I was reading the comic, I got through maybe the first graphic novel, and they matched to a T. I mean, you could match the panels if you were watching the show, and then after that, it's a complete divergence, and that's it. You're lost in God knows where. So, yeah.
I'm just not a fan of the genre. I'm not a horror guy.
Yeah. So if you're not a horror guy, I probably wouldn't bother too much with it. And if you're a die-hard comic fan of this comic series, then I would stick with it there because the TV show is not going to do it any justice. The comics I've heard are much better. So.
However, when Netflix puts on Preacher, I suggest you check that out.
Yeah, I've heard that that's really good. I'm gonna check that out. I've heard it's good.
Out of all the Vertigo series that I've gotten TV shows, I put it number 2 right behind Lucifer.
Nice.
Lucifer is probably my favorite comic book based TV show this year outside of like the mainstream Flash type stuff. Because I watched iZombie, but at the iZombie is starting to get a little off the rails for me now too. Have you seen Civil War?
Yes, and I really loved Civil War. I think it's funny. I think my favorite part of Civil War was probably Ant-Man. I don't know why. Something about Paul Rudd's depiction of Ant-Man was just cracked me up. I think the comedy element of it is so good.
Actually, if you want to see something really cool with Ant-Man, YouTube the Ant-Man Incredible Hulk Coca-Cola commercial.
Really?
It's basically Ant-Man drinks the Hulk's last Coke, and the Hulk goes on a rampage.
I'll have to check that out.
It was done for the Super Bowl. It's hysterical. And it's just like...
Hilarious.
But Ant-Man, I loved Ant-Man.
Yeah, I just thought the whole scene in the airport with Ant-Man and then Spider-Man. I thought the guys that played Spider-Man wasn't too bad, I mean, as far as it, as it was, I think they did a pretty good job, pulling the whole thing together. Civil War, with all those characters and all those personalities, I thought that came together pretty nicely, quite honestly.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was one of the better movies I've seen as far as comic book movies over the last couple of months. I think it was certainly better than several of the last ones I've seen. I have to say that I really didn't care for Age of Ultron at all. I just thought that was pretty dreadful, honestly. Um, so Civil War certainly, I thought was exponentially better.
Civil War was the Avengers sequel that we were supposed to get.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
Even though I still have to watch the unedited cut of Age of Ultron to see if it's any better.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think I would still give it a shot just to see if it was any better. But I don't know. It's so many things about Age of Ultron just fell apart. I'm like, how did you? I just don't understand how they screwed it up so bad. So many things about it I just didn't understand.
I actually think Age of Ultron, and I was discussing this with a friend of mine at a convention because it was slow and no one was shopping for merch. And I was just like, I think with Age of Ultron, Marvel just said, you know what? We're kings of the world. No one can touch us. We can slap Avengers on toilet paper and people will buy it. And they just got lazy.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that's what they did. They just kind of like, oh, let's just slap this together and we'll just take a whole bunch of footage and just paste it all together, and if it doesn't make sense, they'll just still watch it. And I do think that's what they did. It just feels very like the editing was poor, and they just put it all together, and you're sitting there and you're like, what is happening right now? I don't understand what is supposed to be happening, and I don't know.
And spoiler alert, they kill Quicksilver at the end just to spite Fox.
I agree. It was like the exclamation point at the end of a mess,
The reason I think they kill off Quicksilver at the end is because Evan Peters did knocked it out of the park in Days of Future Past.
Yes, absolutely. In Days of Future Past, and he did it again in Apocalypse.
He stole the movie from everybody.
Yeah. I mean, I was writing my review of X-Men Apocalypse, and I had to say, I mean, again, he was like one of the highlights of that movie. I mean, he doesn't even have to interact with any of the characters. It's like, give him 10 minutes of the movie. He's an absolute delight. And I think you're right. I mean, I think they just killed off their Quicksilver because they're like, well, he's not as good as the other one, so oh well, we'll just kill him. Whatever. But why even bother? I mean, just because Scarlet Witch needs a brother, so whatever. Like it just didn't make any sense. It's like, we need a poignant scene, so we'll just, we'll kill him for no reason. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to Doctor Strange.
Absolutely. I mean, what are your thoughts on casting that actress, the one who played Gabriel from Constantine?
Her playing the Ancient One?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm gonna give it a chance.
Yeah.
To all my Asian friends who are mad as hell, I understand it. I understand if I was of Asian descent, I'd be PO too, but I'm gonna give it half a chance, just to see if the movie's good. And I'm just tired of people like, this movie's gonna suck. The sky is falling based on a trailer.
I agree. I mean, she's such a good actress. I mean, I feel like there's plenty of male Asian actors who could have played it, but I mean, nobody saw the audition, I feel like if everybody went in and auditioned, maybe she was just better. I mean, I don't know.
No one's seen the actual script that they're shooting from yet either, so maybe maybe they wrote it that way.
Yeah, I mean that's true. You just don't know. I mean, her interpretation of Gabriel was so good. I mean, maybe they have a reason for it being that way. I don't know. I'm with you. I'm just gonna give it a shot, and we'll see how it comes out. I mean, I personally thought the trailer was so good. I didn't mind that it wasn't, exactly, how the stereotypical, how the comic was originally drawn. I think that's okay. I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, I thought the special effects of the trailer were so good, and the music and the acting was so good. I mean, I didn't feel like it was ruined.
Hey, at least we didn't get a Rihanna song in the trailer like Star Trek.
Also true.
Even though that's not a bad thing, but I forget the writer's name, but we're friends on Facebook. He writes for the IDW X-Files comic right now. And, they were just, everyone who he wrote put up a post complaining about how there was a Rihanna song in the Star Trek movie trailer. And I was like, thank you. At least I know who the song was by. I'm also looking forward to Star Trek.
Yeah, I am too. And I was so sad to hear that the actor who played Chekhov passed away recently too. His Jeep was defective, and
it was only last week. Such a sad story.
Yeah, that Jeep, I guess it was the Jeeps, they slip out of parking into neutral. All the Jeeps have been recalled now, but yeah, so sad. I mean, at the height of his career too. I mean, it just is the premiere of his movie. Very, very sad. I was so disappointed too because he's such a good actor.
Yeah, I mean, so you want about the movies themselves, but these current Star Trek movies were cast so well.
Absolutely. I just don't even know how you find the perfect people to play these people. I mean, it was just such a, I feel like an impossible task to find people who are similar enough to the classic Star Trek, but modern enough to speak to a modern audience. I mean, they just did a phenomenal job. I couldn't even imagine trying to find, actors who have the look and then also the acting range to be able to play these people. And then, the stamina too. I mean, these people have to be able to do, a fair amount of stunts. I mean, they have stunt doubles too, but I mean, they're running and they're jumping and they've got, all these different scenes they have to be in with each other. I mean, it can't be easy on a lot of these sets. And J.J. Abrams is pretty demanding on a lot of the stuff that he's asking them to do. I'm assuming he's directing these new ones too, the Star Trek Beyond that's releasing next month. So,
no, I actually think Enter Darkness was actually the last one he did before he got the Force Awakens.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't sure if he was replaced by a different director.
Yeah, I think he was. I can't confirm or deny.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought you're right. I think you're right. I think at some point he was replaced by somebody. But yeah,
I actually think the nerd community would lose their bleeping minds if if the same director did Star Wars and Star Trek.
I think you're right.
I'm sure there'd be some type of, fanboy civil war.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Alright. I want to thank you for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, like I said, I actually, hit a Google search on Boston Comic Con, the story about how you got rejected came up. And it was the day after I got the rejection for my press pass. And I'm like, I want to have some, cool, I can invite someone on, I could just talk poop about Boston Comic Con with someone on the air.
Absolutely. It's a sad state that they're in right now, but I hope eventually they do come back around. I don't think they can ride their popularity trains forever. I think eventually they have to realize that people like us are the reason they are where they are right now, and I hope they do realize that.
I just hope, because I think I'm good friends with Larry, and I think he possibly has an ownership stake within that convention. So I want to wish them continued success, but I want them to also remember the people that helped them get there.
Absolutely.
You know, you just can't. No man is an island unto themselves, so it's just like when a dealer wants to pay the $475 for a 10x10, you know, at least put them on a waiting list.
Sure, at very least.
Yeah, you know, and with that, I'm going to say goodnight, and we'll be in touch.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me again.
All right, take care, kid.
Thanks, you too.
All right, bye.
Stop recording.